Are you an ally with pride? Hey protons, positively charged beings. This is your life coach Kimi Lu, and I have a very special guest for tonight, and he is part of the LGBTQ plus community, and I would like to, really be a good ally. I always talk about inclusivity and making sure that everyone's included and accepted. But then, recently, because of all of these posts of people, I found myself in a situation or in a thought that, hey, you know what? I actually don't know a lot of things about the community that I actually want to support, that I may, it may feel or seem as if I'm just going with a bandwagon, but really, I really want to be an active ally with pride. So I'm going to invite my very special friend. I've known her since I was in high school. Oh, not her, but him. I've known him since high school. He taught us, choreography and stuff. He was our director in our concerts. So, hi, Lars or Lara. Hi, Lucelle. Hi, Chan. Hi, Ruby. Hi, work from anywhere, mom. Love it. So, welcome, guys. I'm going to invite Kim San, and she will tell us all about allyship with pride. Hello.
Hello,
Can you say hi?
Kimmy. Good evening. Yep.
Okay, so I can hear you. So let's say hello to everyone.
Hey, can you guys hear me? Able to hear
Yes,
me?
yes,
Awesome. Okay. Hi, everyone. Good evening and happy Pride.
yes, happy Pride. I was just telling them that yes, there's a lot of people posting and stuff, and I found myself questioning um my celebration of Pride actually because parang I'm not well educated pala. So that's why I invited you. And I actually invite people to Tuesdays with Kimmy for my own sake, really. And then,
Okay.
bonus that people are actually watching and also taking down notes. So I actually have a book for Tuesdays with Kimmy. And I take down notes and I'm excited to learn from you. So, what should we call you? Lara, Lars, Kim San?
Let's stick to Lars. Kimmy, that's cool.
Okay, Lars.
Thank you.
So, formally introduced you to them. Would you like to introduce yourself, the things you do, your advocacies, etc.?
Sure. So, hi everyone. For everyone's benefit and information, good evening. I've known Kimmy since she was in high school. It's a long story. We won't go there. But Kimmy knew me from a very different time. So, but it's pretty awesome to be back. I reconnect with her and all of you today. So, my name is Lars, and my pronouns are he and his. So that's why Kimi corrected herself earlier because she's been noticing that I've been making that change. I appreciate that, by the way.
Yeah.
Um, and I belong to an organization called Side B Philippines. Side B Philippines is an organization that is majority of the members are bisexual. So that might be confusing to you guys. I am transgender and I am bisexual as well. So later on, we'll try to see how we can explain that. But what we do is our main advocacy is by visibility because there are a lot of things that people misunderstand about our community, the bi community. But one of the more important advocacies that we also have is employment equality. So we take a look at the employment equality situation of LGBT people in the Philippines. We generate surveys and we provide guidance to corporations and companies that would like to get diversity and inclusion
Oh, did she stop
and
or did
be
I?
more progressive.
Oh,
There,
I
that's
love
what we
that.
do.
Yeah, employment. Yung sa yan, yung
Mhm.
employment equality. That's
Yes.
parang okay. Awesome. So, welcome everyone. Please meet Lars. And I know she mentioned like it's a little bit complicated, but before we get to the complication, always ask my guests, what are three things that you're grateful for today specifically? Bakit nawalan ako ng ano? Today specifically, meaning like maybe about work or how you woke up or maybe something you ate. Tell us specific things that you're really, really grateful for.
Specific things I'm grateful for today. One is I'm so glad that I have the chance to talk to people like you guys today and, spread the love about pride and what it's all about because normally people can't look beyond the rainbow. So we're more than that. Number two, well, I'm pretty grateful for the fact that I was able to, and this is funny, I was finally able to, make some do some kitchen work today in my kitchen and organize it. And, hopefully it will make me more efficient with my cooking. But it's pretty awesome. And of course, the last thing I'm grateful for is that I was able to rest a bit today. I know it's a weekday, it's busy, and I've had back-to-back talks, because it's Pride Month, so there's a lot of these things. And today I was finally able to, close my eyes a little bit. I just had a couple of engagements and they were very short and sweet. So, yeah, grateful for
Yeah.
the time to rest as well.
And thank you for being here. I know, I mean, as you mentioned, like there's a lot of talks, a lot of work, but then you made time for us to educate us and to share, the 10 things that can help us become better allies.
I had to
Yay.
write those down, by the way.
Good, good, because I'm going to write them down also. Guys.
Oh,
So,
okay.
okay, I think can start. And I want this to be as interactive as possible. So people who are watching, if you guys have any questions, feel free to just type them down. Or if you agree, or maybe some of you may disagree, I guess that's welcome too. So that's fine.
Yep.
So we are ready. 10 things you need to know to be a great ally. So I thought before that I was already a great ally, just being inclusive. Even with my programs, I never say that, oh, it's just for women. But I also don't. Sometimes I mention that the community is really welcome, but maybe that wasn't enough. So I want to be better. So that's where I'm coming from right now.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay, I think
Yeah.
go.
So I think that we can start with number one. And in any situation that's new or different and where we want to adjust, I think it's very important, and this is cliche but it works. All right, keep an
Oh,
open mind. Number one talaga yan, it's the best, right? And that's because we want, yeah, keep an open mind. And that's because we want people to be open to learning, basically. A lot of things that we know about the LGBT plus community from like 15,000 years ago, these things are very different today. And, like all other
yeah.
things, like technology, these things evolve kasi. Eh. So keep an open mind, be open to learning whatever is, the discoveries are, what the definitions are, how the community brands itself, and, all the new things about the community. So that's one.
Oh, that's what's happening to me, right? At least I have number one. I'm
Great.
open, open to learning. That's why we're here. We this talk, this conversation, so that I can learn. So, I got number one right on correctly. So to everybody else, keep an open mind as our number one. Um, uh, what do you call it? Like thing that you need to be a great
10
ally.
things.
So we have,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So game for number.
Okay, let's go to number two. Number two, and this might be and this takes
Hi,
a
Sally.
while, right, to actually explain. But no, no Soji SC. Now, what is SOGIE SC? I'll spell it out. SOGIESC. SOGIE SC
Okay.
stands for sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, and sex characteristics. This is the new LGBTQ plus terminology.
Oh,
Basically, it's an inclusive term because once you learn about SOGI SC, you will come to learn that everyone has a unique SOGI. So SOGI is not just for gay people or for LGBT people, but it defines you as a person, and it defines your
okay.
sexuality, your orientation, and many things about you, about your sexuality.
So does this mean like every human being has a soji?
Yes, I'm
Ganun ba?
pretty sure you have a sexual orientation, di ba?
Oo, di ba? So, yeah, this is for everyone, basically.
Yes,
But you
it's for
said no soji?
Hmm? Sorry. Yeah, know it, understand it. Because understanding Soji
Ah,
SC
no.
will help you understand the community. KNOW.
Ah, kaya isip-isip ko, ha? Walang identity? Ah, meron pala. Okay, okay. So, hello to your friend, Zo. AJR Pedron. Very informative daw.
That that that's Alex.
Feeling. Hi,
Hi, Alex.
guys. Ayan, pag may questions kayo, go lang. And
Oo.
suggest.
Siguro,
No.
let's shorten it. Let's have a short and lang definition lang of what SOGI is para madali lang, right? So, like
Mm,
I said, sexual orientation is basically who you are attracted to in reference to your gender and the gender of the person you're attracted to. So, dito nanggagaling yung terms na
mm,
homosexual, heterosexual, bisexual, yan yon. Gender identity is
mm.
your psychological sense of self, whether you're a man, a woman, or
Ah.
neither, or in between. So sense of self dyan. Dyan nanggagaling yung lalaki ako, babae ako, or I'm a man, I'm a woman. In that sense, like me, I'm a trans man. So that's my gender identity. And then gender expression is how you express yourself as being masculine, feminine, or androgynous. Kaya nga lahat ng tao have SOGI. Everyone has a SOGI because you all have expression, you all have an orientation, and you definitely have a sense of self, right? And then finally, with sex characteristics is basically understanding what you were assigned to at birth. So that's a new thing, right? A lot of people don't hear that. In SOGI education and understanding the LGBTQIA plus community, we also need to understand that all of us were assigned our sex at birth. When we were born, the doctor looks at us and our genitals, our bejungles, and says, it's a boy or it's a girl. But,
Oo.
as a child, as a baby, obviously, you can't come out and say, I'm a boy, I'm a girl. You can't do that yourself. You do that later on in life when you already have
Yeah.
a sense of yourself, right? So that's
Ah.
so GSC.
Okay, so we all should know that. Like our sense of self. I think this is like a life skill or 'di ba? Na parang we should all know our preference or
We want to call it siguro we want to call it an identity instead of a preference because identities you don't prefer them eh. You are them, right? I
okay.
mean, it's not like people, 'di ba? What people choose to be a certain way.
Yeah,
Sometimes people don't choose to be gay or trans. I mean, it's an orientation or an identity.
identity. Okay, I like that word. So we need to know that. We need to know Soji, SC, correct?
Yep, correct.
All
And
I'm just thinking Soji, SC. So everyone, kasi 'di ba, I see some people, talking about the bills about this, like passing the bill
oh,
about.
the Soji bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So does that mean it's actually for each and every person? It is, right?
Yes, it is. It is. And
Mm,
let me explain a little bit why it's for everyone.
yeah.
Let's take you, for example, Kimi. Let's analyze your SOGI, okay? So, your assigned sex at birth What did the doctor say when you came out?
Girl, woman.
Okay, girl. Well, I'm
Like,
sure he didn't call you a woman when you were a baby, right? Okay. What is your sense of self? Man, woman, or not, or both, or neither?
sense of self. I believe I'm a woman. I identify
Okay.
as.
So awesome. Okay. And then what is your sexual orientation? Are you attracted to the same sex, the opposite sex, or both, or not attracted at all?
Well, I like the opposite sex.
Okay, so you are straight or what we call heterosexual. That's your soji. And what is your gender expression? Are you feminine, masculine, androgynous? How do you,
Oh,
what is it?
very, madam. Pwede bang ganun? Dalawa lang.
Yes, you're very madam. I like that. Okay, so that is your soji, diba?
Oh,
Now, sometimes there are people with a different soji. For example, there are straight women but are masculine presenting or androgynous presenting, not necessarily feminine. Now, how does the soji bill come into play? In case that person gets discriminated because people her to be like
ooh, did she
tomboy
freeze or
or
did I freeze?
lesbian, I think
Mm-mm.
we both froze. Okay, am
Okay,
I
so you
back?
were talking about, yes, we're back and I wanna learn about the soji.
Mhm.
You were
Okay.
saying?
So for example, yeah, for example, there's a straight woman, right? But her gender expression is androgynous. So not too feminine, right? Not masculine, but right in the middle or something, right? Now, unfortunately, there are some people who misjudge that and they will discriminate her and say that, ay, ano, she's lesbian or she's tomboy, I don't want to be her friend. O ganyan, right? Ganyan drama. So in effect, if that happens on a larger scale, like she can't get employed because people think she's a lesbian or she's a gay woman,
Oh,
but actually she's not, then that's where the Soji bill comes into play because it protects you regardless of your Soji or perceived Soji. So that's why it is
right.
for everyone.
Okay, good. Good to know. See, I thought it was just for LGBTQ plus IA. Tama. It's for everyone.
That's fine. Just say LGBTQIA plus and you're good.
Okay. Ayan, sige.
Ang
So,
daming
good.
letters.
Thank you for clarifying the Soji bill and the Soji to know the Soji. So thank you. And then I think we're ready for number three. And if you guys are watching right now and you have friends whom you think would be great allies, please click on that little triangular thing and then click on your friends and send this live session to them right now. Hello, Pam, and hello, Great Paul and Kiss Case. Welcome. So we are on number three. Number one, just to do a little review, 10 things you need to know to be a great ally. So number two pa lang naman. Number one, keep an open mind and open to learning. I would also say open heart. So number two, no soji. Okay. And number three, we're ready.
Check your privilege for number three, right? Understand that some of us come from a place of privilege, and that means that you will hardly know what it feels to be discriminated, right?
Okay.
Understand that your experiences are different from that of your LGBTQIA plus friends or your friends who are diverse, right? Because in understanding that, then that means that you would be able to see the value in their experiences. And we won't be discounting what they feel or invalidating what they feel. So it's very simple lang naman. Just know that your experiences come from a place of different privilege from
Right.
somebody who is an LGBTQIA person.
So I guess a lot of awareness and consciousness around that. How I'm just
Yeah,
thinking, I need to be always,
cognizance.
yeah, cognizance, aware, like, oh, is this correct? I don't know. I'm just thinking out
Well,
loud.
no, don't beat yourself up over it. it's just really, it's just really understanding that sometimes there are things that and experiences for them that may be normal to you but are not normal for them. So
Right.
merong ganyan. For example, with me in my case, since I'm transgender, I actually used the men's restroom. So surprise, a lot of people don't know that, but I use the
Okay.
men's restroom. And then sometimes people will tell me when I have issues using the restroom, they're going to say, just use the restroom. I mean, it's easy. That is when you're speaking from privilege because
Right.
you are privileged to be able to choose your washroom. I can't. So there are times that I can't. Or papalabasin ako ng guard. They're gonna send me out. The security guard will send me out. And or sometimes, let's say it's the other way around. They send me to the female restroom, and then all the ladies who are there look at me funny. So that again is a problem for me. It's a normal thing for you guys, right? Using the washroom. But trust me,
Yeah.
sometimes for us it's very different.
Right. Oh, like it's not uso pa here, I think. But whenever I travel, restrooms that have I guess, every gender on the door. I
All
think we should.
gender, yeah. It's an all gender restroom. Um, Well, piggybacking on that all gender restroom, did you know that the Quezon City Anti-Discrimination Ordinance or Gender Fair Ordinance actually has a law there that asks that all business owners provide a gender-neutral washroom.
Since
So
when?
it's actually part of some tagal na nun eh. So the Gender Fair Ordinance, let me just check. But I know it's just been a few years that QC has actually put that into writing.
Very progressive, QC. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
But
that's
there are a
good.
lot, Kimi.
Really?
There are a lot of municipalities and cities that and barangays that actually have what we call anti-discrimination ordinances. So a lot of people don't know that. More than 75 across the Philippines. And it's growing, by the way. So they have
Do you,
different laws and different things, but they're mostly the same,
I
similar.
wanna I wanna know if you have like a samahan ba tawag doon, a community or an organization who actually checks these that they're actually being followed. You do.
Yeah,
Okay,
there
cool.
are. Yeah, there are organizations that track these and add them to their what we call safe space map, yung mga ganon. So there are
Oh,
a lot. LGBT plus organizations have grown in the past years kasi. So different functions for different organizations.
okay, awesome. Good to know. See, like I don't know these things so much. I feel like they're there, but I was even doubting they're really there. That's why I had to ask, like, is anyone checking? Because I don't know. We
Yeah.
never know. Right. Okay. So thanks for that. Check your privilege because your experience may not be the same as theirs or with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think these are really like life rules even not just for LGBTQ. It's for everyone in general. So thanks. So number 4.
Number four is really about sensitivity. It's being sensitive to their uniqueness. And what does that mean? That means that we make an effort to honor their identities by using the right names, by using the right pronouns, and by acknowledging the validity of their identity. So sometimes people will again think that, well, it's just it's the name on your birth certificate. What is there about it that you don't like? Well, trust me, there are a lot of things that come into play, whenever I hear my birth name, it's so stressful. It's very stressful for me. That's why there are things nowadays that I actually appreciate, like when people use my preferred name or my
Yeah.
or what we actually call a lived name. It's a
Oh,
better term. Yeah,
lived.
that is your lived name because that's who you are, right? It's not. It goes beyond the preference. It's part of the identity. I mean, we do know people, right, who have full and beautiful birth names, but they don't use them. They use a
Mhm.
nickname and they insist on using a nickname. And this is not exclusive to the LGBT plus community. This is really something for everyone. But for some reason, LGBT plus people usually are the victims of name teasing. which is really horrible. All right, so we should not do that. So be sensitive to the uniqueness, recognize the identity, validate it by using the preferred pronoun and by using, the actual name that they would like to be called. Hey, Leslie, thank you for watching. She's my
At
friend
the beginning. So thanks.
there.
Stay on. And oh, Sugar, Plumsies, and Joy are here. So thanks for being here. So sensitivity to their uniqueness. I guess to each and everyone's uniqueness, right?
Yep.
Um, yeah, I understand that ano, yung name. Like even my mom changed her name. So her real name is Aurora and then she changed it to Cookie and she said like if she told her friends, if you're going to call me Aurora, I'm not minding you at all. So, people started calling her Cookie, and that's what she says yes to, she responds to. So, just the same, I guess, right?
Yeah, just
Each
the
one of
same. And there's a specific term that we use in the community for people, for the names that we don't want to be called. It's called a dead name. So, yeah, we call it a dead name. So, whenever you call someone by their dead name, you are dead naming them. That's what the terminology is.
Oh my gosh, yes. Okay. Yeah, I have another friend and she kind of um I mean, she's not LGBTQ, but then she also has a dead name. So pwede naman
Yeah.
sa lahat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, dead naming is across everyone who doesn't like their birth name. So, yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so we are in number five already, and after number five, I'll do a
Mhm.
little review and we'll see.
Sure. So let's go to number five, and this one is basic. I should have actually made this number one. But if you know that somebody is part of the LGBT community, and you know probably that, and even if they're not private about it, do not out them to other people. Don't tell other people that, hey, so and so is gay or so and so is a lesbian, because they can do it for themselves when they're ready. So, a
Hmm.
person's soji is practically something that we should know and understand if they are our friends. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, it is not for us to share.
Okay. So what would you call that? Like, that's a is that privacy or that just the right to um
It's
identify them?
just their right to be able to affirm themselves. So, they will out themselves if they want to. They will share if they want to. If they don't want to, they won't. Ganun lang naman yun. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm sure, Kimi, you don't go around telling people that you are straight and, it's kind of weird, right? Diba? You don't go telling people, oh, see, so and so is straight or this other
Mhm.
person is straight. Kasi it's more interesting kapag hindi sila straight. But then that's horrible, right? So
Right.
essentially, it's just like, yeah, it's just like normalizing the LGBTQIA community. Because the moment that you start telling people about someone else's soji, it's like it's so like surprising and shocking. It's an item. It shouldn't be treated that way because everyone has a soji.
Okay, I'm understanding this more and more for after each number. So let's do a little. Number one, keep an open mind and be open to learning. Number two, know soji, even your own, right? Number three, check your privilege because each and every person's experience is different from each one. And number four, sensitivity to the uniqueness of each person. And number five, right to affirm themselves when they're ready.
Do not
Right?
out them.
Do
That's
not,
it.
uy, ano, si ano, ganun pala. Si ano, si ano.
Oh, exactly. Or when somebody asks you, "Oy, si ano ba is gay?" You
Oo.
don't answer that. You tell them, "Why don't you ask him yourself?" Right? So, parang ganun lang.
Okay. So, good idea. Pakitanong na lang dun sa pinaghihinalaan para sure
Yep, that's
tayo.
right.
Then, oh, that's their right. Right? You don't
Absolutely.
need to, huwag pilitin. Okay. Oh, sino tong si
Totoo.
inano ka? Pinalakpakan. Okay.
Ako din.
Number
Thank
6.
you. Number 6, very easy, guys. Gay jokes are bad jokes. Don't use gay jokes, especially if you're not part of the community, because normally the intent could be misrepresented.
Like, at
Okay, so
all? This is like,
at the end of the day, Kimmy, it's about intent. So we just have to be mindful of the sensitivities of the people who are around us who may not know who we are, who you are. So, I mean, in private with your friends, if they're fine, that's okay. But be very, very mindful lang of those people outside of your circle who are also part of the community. So, like I said, gay jokes are bad jokes, especially if they are cracked to insult someone who is an LGBT plus person.
I'm just thinking about like, what about in gay bars or like stand-up comedy? I mean, there's a lot of gay jokes. How do we
That's
control
their space. That's okay. It's their space. And later we can talk a little bit about space.
that?
But
Okay.
yeah, but it's within a safe space. But using gay jokes to out people, using gay jokes to insult people, or to
To bully.
even, out bully people, definitely no nos. Let's not do that.
Oh, yeah. But for maybe entertainment in a safe space, maybe it could be okay. Later, you'll tell me.
Yeah, that's fine. We can talk about that. But yeah, basta it all boils down to intent. If the intent really is to insult, if the intent is to upset someone, is to paint someone in a negative way, then no, we don't do that.
Hmm. Oh yeah, Polly is saying this one's tricky because I allow LGBTQI jokes with my close friends lang din. Pwede
Yeah,
nga.
that's absolutely fine. Kasi at the end of the day nga, intent is really the main thing here. So if Polly feels that they are not offended by it, then that's okay. But I'm pretty sure if it's somebody else who cracks a joke at you, directed at you, and you don't know this person, I'm sure it will be an issue. So
Right.
in the same way, that when we discuss things like racism, it's the same. Like sometimes within certain communities of people of color, and they have their own people of color jokes, right?
Yeah.
Within themselves, it's okay.
Oo
But
nga.
if it's somebody outside the community who uses the same joke and they don't know this person, then it becomes an affront. So it's very important to be mindful of the timing when, but generally, yeah, I mean, gay jokes in a bad light really are bad jokes. So let's try not to
Yeah.
do that. Yeah.
So 0623 Waters is also saying yes, all about intent, but you also have to look at the unconscious effects that may be caused. Tama. You may not mean it, but it may have a ripple effect. That's the thing. Like with me, sometimes I really don't mean stuff, but they have an effect. Ano ba yun?
So yeah, no, it's true. Like it also boils down on how well you know the person you're interacting with. So, for
Mm,
example, when people joke with me, and there are really jokes that I am uncomfortable with, like when people, kind of like go back to when I was in high school, and you and I were in choral, Kimi, right?
yeah,
Right? And people always talk about my solo when I was in a freshman, and
yeah.
I'm sure you know what it is. But at the end of the day, whenever people do that, it's a joke. It's really just a harmless joke. But I really don't like it. I've never liked it.
Okay. Yeah. But
So,
do you say?
nakaka
Don't say.
yeah, I tell people to stop. I actually say I just don't want to. I say, guys, I don't want to talk about it. And then they
Oh.
stop. And then the year after that, they forget, and then they make the same joke again. And I'm just like, I can't.
We can, dead name, dead moment. Parang ganun.
I know, right? Exactly. So, nakakainis siya, right?
Oo. Pinatay na natin yon. Okay. Sige. So, gets. Now, number 7 naman.
Well, number 7 is really all about holding space, right?
Mm.
So we must know. that while all of us hold space for ourselves, right? It's how we protect ourselves, right? We must also learn how to hold space for other people. So hold space for your LGBT plus friends. Be a safe space for them, right? Because we not only create safe spaces on our own, but we need to make sure that the people we love and care about are also safe and feel safe around us. So
Right.
that is number 7, holding space for your LGBT plus friends.
I love this. I mean, I don't know if you've been seeing my program. It's called Sacred Space. It's really learning how to hold space for yourself and others. And that's why I'm here because I want to be better at it. So thank you. Hello to our friends. Hi, Apples and Aika and Christina. If you have any questions, please type them down. 0623 Water, it's better to not say anything that could possibly be offensive, whether I mean it or not, or think there may be an effect. Hirap
And
naman.
that, although that's the best advice, especially if you're not sure.
Yeah. But I just feel like I'm being devil's advocate here and I'm just thinking, but I can't possibly I'm not a fortune teller. Like I don't really know what's going on in your mind. But I guess I don't know. Like sometimes it's just, oh my gosh, baka kung anong masabi ko, like, mamaya hindi na ako magsalita na lang para walang ma-hurt. Alam mo yun? Like,
I guess
how do,
I guess you know what, at the end of the day, the sensitivity, understanding what will hurt people, this will guide you in the way that you communicate to them, in the way that you crack jokes or makipagbiroan ka. So, hindi naman natin tinatanggal, right? We're not removing your your privilege as a friend, right? To crack jokes, fun. Definitely not. But we are making sure that as friends and allies, we know what will trigger someone. I think
right?
that's what's really important. Just understand the triggers.
Hmm. Okay, Polly is saying, I think the best is really ask because everyone's behaving rigidly around this topic. It's honestly a complex topic, and personally, I feel everyone just wants to be educated. I want to be educated while we're here.
I like that.
Sacred space holder. She is a trans woman and she's in Switzerland right now. So
Awesome.
thanks for tuning in, Polly. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, appreciate
Um,
it. Hello,
yeah.
Polly Kapatid. How are you?
So holding space and then number 8. Sige, sa number 8 tayo.
Number 8, and this is related to holding space, stand up for your LGBT plus friends. Call out bad behavior from other people if you know that there are people who have hurt your friend. I mean, don't go all guard dog mode. That's scary. But, at least call it out or inform the other person that, he doesn't really like to talk about that. So let's not bring it up. Or, that's a sensitive thing. And this is not just about, standing up for your LGBT plus people. This is really for your friends, right? But sometimes we forget kasi. Yeah, especially when we think, de kaya niyan, he's fine, he can handle it, ganyan. But actually they can't. So yeah, I mean, stand up for your friends, call out bad behavior, and make sure that, they know that you are supporting them and that you are on their side.
Yes, well, I see someone who's really active too, JC Valenzuela. And actually, I see on his post about Soji. That's why I asked, like, oh, it's that Bill. So, anyway, hello. And thanks, Polly. Ayan, sabi ni Polly, galing. Thank you for doing this. Mahirap siya best, but go. Ayan, go. Go tayo dyan. So stand up for your LGBTQ friends. I would love to be able to do this for my friends. So just let me know if you need any. I don't know how to help exactly, but I guess um, to call out people who are not behaving
I
properly.
guess maybe one example, Kimi, and this is like a form of aggression somehow, right? But for for straight people who are cisgender, it doesn't matter. Eh. So, for example, let's say you have a trans woman friend, right? And then you introduce that person to another person. Let's say,
Yes.
in-introduce mo silang dalawa, right? And then this other person, suddenly just comes out and asks, so, I mean, so, you know, so what's in between your legs? So
Yeah.
sometimes, trust me, people can be very, very careless. They will ask you anything. And
Yeah.
as an ally, well, what you can do is say that, well, I don't think that really matters, or I don't think that question should be asked
Yeah.
because I don't think, it's any of our business. So, I
Ah.
mean, yeah. So, di ba, for some people, parang they think it's okay to ask, right?
Yeah.
But then
Thinking,
it's not.
what if I'm the one curious? So I guess I need to correct myself.
Exactly.
I'm like, I want to know, but so I need to correct myself and say, okay, you know what? It doesn't matter, right?
it,
But
it
there,
doesn't matter because your identity is not in your, your genitals. It's not there. It's here. Your identity is here. Your attraction is here.
yes,
Down there is no one's business.
right. Okay. I love this clarification because ako pala yung dapat sitahin ng mga alay. Okay. Number nine. Number nine.
Number nine. Number nine is simple, but maybe it's not simple. I don't know. But you know what? Support Pride. That's number nine. Pride
Support.
Month
Right.
is June. Yeah, it's June.
Mhm.
Celebrate June Pride with your friends, but also understand that June Pride is rooted from a struggle. It's rooted from a protest. So it will never be a party. I mean, it's a party now because we're celebrating the freedoms that we have gained through the years. But at the end of the day, Pride is a protest, it's a struggle. And for somebody who is not part of the LGBT plus community, sometimes they think it's all a party, but no, it's not. Support Pride and understand its origins, why it's there, and why it's important to the LGBT plus community. And,
Yeah.
that's your number nine.
Yeah. I mean, I was thinking nga na parang, naku, baka akalain ng mga tao, nag-ano lang ako sa, sa bandwagon, pride, ganyan. Really, I mean, I just clarify and say, like, I just really want to be educated. And because, actually, it's great news, ha? Because a lot of people are posting, then I'm getting curious, and
Mm.
because of my curiosity, now I want to be more educated. So I think it's a good thing, really. So, okay. Support Pride. I am supporting Pride right now. And number
Yes, you
10.
are. Well, yeah, number 10, at the end of the day, it's all about love and loving people for who they are and what they bring into your life. That
Yeah.
is number 10.
Favorite cat. Love is love.
Love is
Diba?
love, definitely. And it's all about that. I mean, at the end of the day, relationships, whether
Mm.
they're friendships, romantic, whatever, relationships need to be rooted in love. And it's all about recognizing the person for their worth in your life and what you can bring into theirs as well of value.
Yay. So let me just do a 10 thing recap. 10 things you need to know to be a great ally. So, number one, keep an open mind. Number two, know KNOW, so G. Number three, check your privilege. Number four, sensitivity to each and every person's uniqueness. Number five, do not out anyone. Number six, gay jokes are bad jokes. Cannot. And number seven, holding space for people, for anyone, for yourself as well. Number eight, stand up for your LGBTQ friends. And number nine, support pride. And number 10, just love. I love it. Thank you so much for all of these things that can help me. I feel like I need to review this even more and keep practicing. Do you have any suggestions how we can consciously practice this? You have any idea?
Well, everything starts with understanding, and maybe I'm speaking from my area of privilege, where I've been an advocate for a long time. I've been an advocate for 20 years, so honestly, all the things I know now are compounded learnings, right, from years of advocacy. And you can't expect people to know them right away when you teach them. But at the end of the day, experience is the best teacher, and recognizing teaching moments is what will help us understand how we should behave and how we should interact with those people around us. So, maybe one thing that you need to do, Kimmy, is really like sit down and have a SOGI SC session so that you have a full understanding of it.
Yeah,
But other
you
than
have
that, you're on your way.
you have that, right?
Yeah, we
Are
have
there
that actually.
are there recorded ones or like podcasts that we can listen to maybe?
Alam mo, there are so many. Let me look at the links that I have from friends. So there are a lot of organizations now
Yeah.
that do SOGSC education. And it would be, yeah, maybe I can send you a couple of links your way so that, you can take a look at them and just, dabble in them and try to, get the value out of those things.
Awesome. Yes. Okay. So just keep educating ourselves so that we can practice it
Hmm.
fully.
Yep.
Thank you so much for celebrating Pride with the Protons community, positively charged beings. And of course, we are all about love. So we are absolutely welcoming. We have participants and members who are part of the LGBT community. So for sure, welcome. Oh, I should check out Gender Bread Man. Have you heard of this person?
Yeah, that's actually the genderbread person, wherein it is a graphic, an infographic about Soji SC, but it doesn't have SC though. But yeah, definitely it will have all the information that you need.
Yeah. Okay. Um, Lars, what else can you say? Like, what message do you want to give since you've been doing this for 20 years now, plus, plus? And for sure, you'll be doing this in this entire lifetime, maybe even beyond. Like, this is your life
Oh my God.
changing
Well,
path.
well, I definitely think that, I wish my gay job were my day job, but it's not. Um, But I guess, thank you so much, Kimmy and the Protons. Parang ano band, ano ba yun? Kimmy and the Protons community for welcoming me today and giving me this chance to really talk about allyship and how we can all be better friends and allies to our LGBT plus community.
Mm-mm.
And I hope that I was able to, share something that you guys can take away or reflect on, whatever it is. But at the end of the day, guys, like what we said, number 10, it's all about love and understanding, and that will definitely lead us to better acceptance across the community. So thank you so much. And that's really, all I have to share today. I appreciate this chance, really.
No, super duper thank you. And I know that you get invited in many platforms as well. And thank you for allowing us to learn from you. So thank you so much, Lars, and I'll see you.
Hmm. Thank you too. Bye, everyone.
Yay, a lot. So you can just click on the X mark, and I'm just saying hi to everyone, Ayen and Ruby and Cheska. Thanks for being here, and thank you for learning along with me. I hope you guys took down notes because I did, and I'm going to look up Soji, like material about that, so that I can learn even more. I hope you guys also do the same, and let's celebrate each and every person's life, and let's celebrate love as well. Thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I'll see you again next week, already with the sacred space holders. So exciting times.